I'm Eva from Eva's Garden, and I grow a lot of mint, different varieties, some that are called mint that really aren't even technically mints but have mint-like qualities. This one here is the one that's commonly called mint, and I refer to it as spearmint to differentiate it from the other ones. Most people who do grow mints say, what can I do to keep it from taking over my garden? The only thing you can do is have it be in a completely separate place, like in a big pot, or just have a separate little bed where there's just that kind of mint. It's the most rampant one, is that common spearmint. It will become prolific in its area, but if you have lawn around it, you can just keep that mowed, and that will keep it somewhat under control. But you really can't stop it from spreading, because that's what it does. And how it does it, if you do want to start it in a new place, is with its roots. You can grow the spearmint, the common mint, from seed, but you can also very easily propagate it from the roots. See, it has this great big root, and these roots are all connected. All this little green stuff that you see is all connected by these amazingly strong, powerful roots. And any little piece of this root, if you dig this up and you want to say, I wanted to plant it over here, I just dig a hole in the ground, put it in, cover it up, and it will grow. Now, there are some other kinds of mints that aren't quite as aggressive and have different flavors, and I'm going to show you some of them. This is chocolate peppermint, and I'm almost intoxicated by the aroma of this right now. Can you smell it, people around here? It's just intense, and it makes the best ice cream and sorbet and drinks, things that you want a really, really strong flavor for. Why it's called chocolate peppermint, I'm not sure. I don't really see the connection. But it does have a dark purple stem and a sort of purple underside of the leaves. Now, this is extremely young, these plants. They've just emerged, but they will maintain that little purple coloring even when they're older. It's a pretty aggressive one, too, that spreads not as much as the spearmint, but it does hold its own as a competitor to other things. This one is called ginger mint, and whether it tastes actually like ginger or not is a matter of your decision, but it does have an unusual taste, which is quite unlike the other mints, and it's very, very pretty. It's not so aggressive, and if you don't keep it weeded, it will be overwhelmed by other plants in your garden. Okay, this mint, which has a small rounded leaf and a little bit of a purple tinge, is called orange mint, and it has a very sweet, fruity fragrance as opposed to a minty one, and flavor. It's really nice in drinks and fruit compote, fruit salads, things like that. And it's also a fairly non-aggressive one that you have to keep it weeded, and it won't take over your garden like the spearmint will. Okay, here we have, invading my peony garden, a mint called apple mint, which is very invasive. Some people just call it wild mint. It also has a very strong roots that will take anywhere. Mint benefits from being cut way down. We actually go over it with a lawnmower, and then it comes back nicely. If you don't cut it all the way down in midsummer, it will not be very nice. The plant will stay alive, but it will develop diseases, and the leaves just won't look that nice. So mint does benefit, unlike some other things, from being cut really right to the ground level, so there's not a leaf left. But you might want to do that section by section, otherwise you won't have any. So you cut one section way, way down after the plants get to their full height, and then you cut the next section a couple weeks later. so that the first section will be growing back while the next is, and these can be very small sections, but just make a little rotation. And this apple mint is a little fuzzy and a much milder flavor than other mints. And I've had it in Vietnamese restaurants, in all kinds of things, particularly in salads. And I would recommend it as a good thing to just strip the leaves off and sprinkle them in a salad, because it won't overwhelm it, but it will give a pleasant variety of flavor. This is called mountain mint, and it comes in several different size leaves and forms. It is technically not really a mint, although I think a distant cousin. It is called its family is Pycnanthemum. P-Y-C is how it starts, Pycnanthemum. And it, some people describe it as smelling and tasting mintier than mint. It has a very, very powerful minty flavor. But it's not a major spreader. It does spread a little bit, but not anywhere near to the extent that the spearmint does. It's pretty easy to control. And this patch here has just been coming back year after year, and we're very fond of it. It grows maybe that tall, and it makes a nice flower. These are the remnants of last year's flowers, which are also very flavorful and quite pretty. And they are now seeds, so these seeds will probably make more. And this one is an easy one to grow from seed. The chocolate peppermint and the orange mint and the ginger mint I have never heard of being grown from seed, even the apple mint. But and I just propagate them by roots. But these do grow fairly easily from seed, though I would suggest starting it inside and then transplanting it, because it's a little slow to get going. You can also buy it in a nursery that has a lot of different things. It's kind of unusual, and you won't find it everywhere. So if you really want it, seed may be your best choice. Or a neighbor who happens to have some. You can dig up roots, just as I did with the spearmint, and they will probably do okay transplanting.